All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Honey Badger Radio. My name is Brian. I'm here with Allison, and this is Maintaining Frame number 172. What's behind the Where Are the Men trend on TikTok? We're going to be doing a TikTok raid. Uh,
Wow.
yeah.
That
Big TikTok
escalated.
raid.
I thought we're just
Huh?
looking into the TikToks. Just
Well, it's
just
sort of like
gazing
where,
in.
yeah, go ahead.
Just gazing into this other realm of content and types of content, and very female dominated, I think. Although I have seen some men who are
There are men on there, but it
yeah.
doesn't, that's definitely female dominated.
Yeah, they like this very, very quick kind of content. It's interesting because there's also the shorts on YouTube are female dominated audience as well, which okay, that's interesting. All right, before we continue, want to do the thing. So we're just going to go into TikTok and we're going to do a search on where are the men at and see what pops up and then respond to it. And if we have time, which I guess we can just cut this off whenever we want, but we'll go to this Psychology Today article on how feminists really aren't sexist towards men, and it's reporting on a study that found that feminists are sexist towards men. So, wrap your head around that one. Anyway, so I'll do the things. If you would like to send us a message, send Voidcat a message because she's apparently really wants to speak, to talk to me at least. Maybe also you. Please do so at feedthebadger.com/justthetip. It's the best way to send us a comment and the best way to send us a tip because you send your comment not through YouTube's comment labyrinth of mystery, and we get the full benefit of whatever funds you send. So feedthebadger.com/justthetip. We are doing our monthly fundraiser at feedthebadger.com/support. So please go there. I might actually ask Brian if we can do one of the fundraisers this Sunday. So look out for that if that's going to happen. That would be a Beat Saber fundraiser. So feedthebadger.com/support for that. Potentially something on Sunday for fundraising. And think there's anything else. Oh yeah, Badger Meetup. Calgary, Alberta, Canada, September 13th. Put that in your calendars. Took me a moment to remember that word. And come, take part, help build a physical community of people who can handle not blaming men for everything. All right, so those are the things. They're in the low bar as well, if you're interested. And I guess let's get started. Let's do it.
All right, so we're looking. I just went to TikTok. I never go here. But hello, President Xi. We're going to be visiting your website now because that's where all the women went. And I just searched where are all the men? And that's it. I just put in the search bar where are the men? So we'll see what results we got. Just this could be a nothing burger, but I strongly suspect that it will be a something burger. So
Yeah.
all right, do you want to just go to the first one?
Yeah, let's just go to the first one. Let's see what she has to say. Let's see what wisdom this woman is putting into the noosphere.
Yeah. Okay.
What is her
So
wisdom?
she's replying to a comment that says, "As a single man, I rarely spend time at coffee shops."
So where are the men? Where do y'all hang out? If you don't go to coffee shops, I'm so tired of going to a bar or go to different events and they're 90% of the ladies and only 3 men hang out in the corner. Do you guys just not leave the house or go outside? Yeah, I would love to stop using all the dating apps that are just not working anymore and start meeting people in real life organically. But where do men usually hang out? I feel like I've been looking at the wrong places. So let me know in comments. So where are the
Okay. So
where are you guys? Where are you guys?
Battlefield 6 lobbies.
Yeah, honestly, why?
They're playing Helldivers 2. You should get a PC, play Helldivers 2. You meet lots of dudes.
Yeah, why aren't you guys just sitting in a coffee shop working on your novels, writing pretentious poetry?
Yeah, I mean,
ordering expensive sugary drinks.
I don't want to overthink her video, but she is responding to this guy saying, "I don't spend a lot of time in coffee shops," but that doesn't mean men don't go anywhere. Just means they don't go to coffee shops.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, true enough. Okay, well, this one is a bit.
weak
I wonder what
sauce.
the comments say, though. What are the
Let
comments?
me see. They're at home playing video
That-
games with people who like them.
Ouch.
Dating apps are a scam. Just date on TikTok. You are more likely to meet a real person than here. Girl, you
Really?
summon the victim army in these comments. Okay, Catherine. The victim
The victim
army?
army?
Yeah.
Okay.
Swipes left on 400 guys, proceeds to say, where are the men?
Yeah. Is it wrong?
We're not trying. It's not worth it anymore. Wow. This is the tone
Surface, huh?
is really different from what I remember. Like
Really?
back. Well, yeah, like you didn't see this as common like in 2016, 2017, you
Yeah,
know?
I guess you're right. Yeah.
No, like the MGTOW thing was very fringe and actually upset people a lot, you know, like, oh, what do you hate women, you know? But now it's like, nah, it's not worth it. That's a lot of guys, like it's fairly common actually. Let's see the comments here, replies. They are not worth it anymore. When have they ever been? Sadly, it's not. It's like having a Blockbuster card. Oh shit.
Oh, jeez. Ow.
Saying
Oh,
no lie, I
man.
lost all desire about 5 years ago, and I felt no need or desire for a woman.
You know
Uh,
what's really funny? Like the feminists thought the backlash was going to be gore, like the
yeah,
Gorean novel.
violence. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, enslavement, and the backlash is just meh. The
yeah,
better things to do.
indifference.
Yeah, indifference is
Wow.
Dr. Manhattan on his little Mars adventure. I just don't care anymore.
Here's another
I don't
dude
care for the
saying,
problems
men
of
are
women.
everywhere. What she really wants to know is where are the high value men that meet her no doubt impossible standards? At home watching anime. Where do single women want to be approached? Whoa, thank you, Samir. Yeah, so the
Just
bear
leave
is
us
single.
alone, bother other
Did you
women.
ask
That's
the bear, do
insane.
you follow the 3 6s rule? Have you referred to the ick list? Did you see the gym creep videos? Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
This is
This is
oof,
this is this is a pretty mild thing to say. It's just like, why aren't you going to coffee
yeah.
shop? Where are you? And the men are like just putting her on blast. Wow, this is yeah, you're right. This is definitely
Here's some
different
actual
tone.
good advice. Bobby Lockhart says, "Go to a board game store. If there's a guy in the Warhammer section, that means he's got money." No lies detected. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there. Oh, here we go. Ignacio does Vo. It's tragic to me that the men in these comments legitimately believe it's women's faults. They're singles. No, babes, it's you. It's always been you. Skill issue. Become a better person.
Wait. Why are men not trying anymore? A man says because women aren't worth the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and this guy is like, it's tragic to me, and the men in these comments legitimately believe it's women's fault that they're single.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, they're not blaming women though. Not really.
no, they're not. Well, yeah, these guys aren't.
No, not
Not
these
really.
guys. No.
It's always been you guys. You need to
Skill
continue
issue.
to approach women even when they tell you they don't want to be approached in public, and something yeah, all right, you gotta wife them up anyway, even if you don't
Yep.
want them. Otherwise it's your fault. That is some interesting logic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Where
well,
are the
let's
feminine women at? So let's get another video because
yeah, let's get another video.
yeah,
This one is
this
like
woman's comment wasn't even that bad, and
no,
she
it
got pretty
wasn't. It was
roasted.
pretty neutral. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
there is a lot of men who are just freaking done.
All right, let's
I'm
look at this one. Where
yeah,
are the
where
real
this
men at? This is gonna
already starting
be a
with
doozy. I can
judgmental.
already tell.
Yeah, this
Where are
already
the real
starting
men
off
at? I'm gonna say it like
judgmental.
she's saying, like I'm gonna say the N word. Like it's gonna be
Mm,
so risky. Look out, guys. She's gonna get canceled for this. She doesn't care.
I'm gonna say it, and you're not gonna like what I have to say. You're not gonna like it, man. You're not gonna like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it. They don't make men like they used to. I'm gonna say it loud and proud, because tell me why men these days, they don't want to do an oil change. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to do anything. If Google doesn't know, babe, they don't know. Tell me why my dad knows every single thing to do with his hands. I could ask my dad to literally
Whoa.
build a fridge for me.
Whoa.
To get the
What?
Okay, that was weird. Slightly
What?
weird. Okay, I don't know. Where are the real men at? I thought you didn't want them to be like that. Like the whole idea that and what is with this judgment? Like men were supposed to be free to do and be whatever they wanted to be, and then suddenly women are like, no, not like that. At least this woman.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they were
Well,
raised
she's
by
saying
women
all
and
this
they
stuff
don't
that these men can't do, but it's like, yeah, you know who used to teach men how to do that?
fathers.
Their fathers.
Mm-hmm.
other
Okay.
side of the road. That man will do it within 1 hour. You ask a man this day and age, hey, can you tell me how to check my tire pressure? Yeah, let me Google that. What do you mean you have to Google it? What do you mean you have to Google it, man? What do you mean? You are a man. This is what you're built for, babe.
Oh
This is
God.
what
You
you're built
know,
for, and you don't even know how to check my tire pressure.
there is a video of a woman on
You were an
YouTube.
independent woman that didn't need a man.
Yeah,
Can't you do it?
exactly. Like the thing is that there's a woman on there's a video of a woman on YouTube, and she had car trouble, and I believe that she needed her brake lines bled. She probably needed way more than that, but whatever. And she went to a male friend of hers and asked him what she needed, and then she took it to a mechanic, and they gave her a completely different answer. And so she blew up at them, and because they wouldn't take her what she said it was, or what her male friend told her it was, she got really upset. She did this long video on YouTube blaming sexism in the automotive industry. And eventually she got a mechanic to do exactly what she wanted. Probably it did need additional work. So I don't see how a brake line causes, I don't know, knocking, but whatever. So she did. I mean, it might cause like a lack of lubrication, but then it causes damages, which causes not. You have to address that other damage, but whatever. But how do they know when you go up to them that you're not testing them to see if you're a strong, independent woman. You already know the answer. I'm just going to empower you in solving your own problems. But here it is. Like, why should men learn this stuff just in case a woman wants them to know it, if women are constantly telling them that their greater knowledge and giving that greater knowledge to women is an actual offense? You get what I'm saying? It's like, why have this knowledge if you're
Yeah,
going to be
she's asking
condemned
to
for
be
sharing it?
mansplained to.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
somebody
Why are you?
mansplain to me this thing?
Yeah,
Sorry, but no, I was told I can't do that.
yeah, but why would you even have the knowledge if you're told that you shouldn't give it to another? And I mean, this is, I don't know. It just seems really judgmental.
Oh,
I mean,
what? Yes, it's obviously judgmental. She's
yeah,
basically saying, where is the utility I used to get out of
yeah,
men?
yeah.
There's
Where's the
nothing about
utility?
like what do I have to offer or whatever. It's just like, right?
Yeah, what?
Like
Where's the
like you
utility?
normally as somebody your age would have had a husband and that husband would have been helping you with stuff so you wouldn't have to go around to strange men
Ask
and ask them for
strange
things
men.
and probably put them in a fucked up position because you sound English and the truth is if he like says anything that even appears to be friendship he could get arrested because that's what they're
Yeah,
doing now. So
yeah, yeah, yeah. You just walk up to a man as a legal liability and then expect him to do the more than the bare minimum to get rid of you.
yeah.
But honestly, like, okay, I'm having this argument in Twitter, and I basically there was this whole thing where this feminist was saying, I don't want to be a feminist because I don't want to have the right to vote, and I want to be submissive, and man is always right. And I said, I don't want to be a feminist because I care about men. And this
Mhm.
woman swanned in with this story about how her father isn't a good enough provider, and I said, well, so what you're telling me is you want to be able to let go of your traditional gender role, but have men stay in theirs. so that if you need it or want it or want something to fall back on, you can just avail yourself of that utility. But they should still, like, they can't enjoy letting go of this traditional straitjacket, right? Of being, as the feminists would term it, and being whatever they want. No, they have to remain that traditional utility for you, but you still want to be able to disassemble your traditional role. And I told her, women are not disassembling their traditional roles until they let go of judging men for staying in theirs. The full stop. So you're doing nothing. You're not accomplishing anything. Congratulations. All you're doing is making the world miserable being a feminist. Okay. Next one? Or should we finish this one?
There's only a few seconds left in this one.
Okay.
I'm sick of having men that don't know how to literally use their hands. I'm sick of it. Be a man. I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay,
Let's see what
let's
these
see
people
the
say.
comments.
What's a real man then? In my country, we got those types of men in Norway. We were told we weren't needed, so we listened and we're doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Smart
Exactly as
answer.
I thought.
Facts. Yeah.
Get the bear to change
Now
your tire.
there's like some guys that are here. Well, I do all this stuff. I'm a real man. Look at the list of things I do. Hey, stupid. Hey, stupid. She's not gonna fuck you. Davy Ray being wholesome. I'm a chemist, but I can also do woodworking, tiling, roofing, auto repairs. She doesn't care, bro. Like, it's not about what you can do. It's about like how useful you are. And is that really how you want to be seen? Anyway.
Well, yeah, and it is really, he's basically just going into the mating
he's
mound.
reacting.
He's going into the mating mound and furling out his feathers and doing a little rustling
Yeah, he's
dance.
basically going in and he's like, well, watch this, guys. I'll show her. I am one of those men that she's like asking about. Here's all of my qualifications. Like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that? Like,
Why are you
she
playing this
doesn't
game?
care about you. She's complaining to be complaining. You have to ignore her or rag on her. She deserves it. Okay. She basically thinks that because she's not saying anything about what she has for men. She just says, why aren't men doing X, Y, and Z for me? That's her whole thing.
And presumably in the context of she gets to continue to cherry pick whatever she wants in of her role, even if she even wants to be in a role. Okay, let's go to the next one.
All right, here's the next one.
Where are the men? Because the silence from that demographic is deafening. As the talk of
where are the men while women lose their bodily autonomy?
Yeah, women are losing their rights, Allison. Don't you know? They're always on the cusp of losing everything, and only men. Well, men have to be a part of the solution, but also we don't need them.
Mm-hmm. Look, lady, wake me up when you have the same legal situation as a man. Which means that if a man is raped, that doesn't matter. He will be paying child support if his rapist gets pregnant. The legal precedent for men is their consent doesn't matter in the conception of a child. So they have no control over any aspect of this process. Even if even if they were raped, if a child is conceived, they're responsible for that child. Wake me up when the situation for women is actually equal to the situation for men. And then I will say, well, that's equality. You asked for it. I'm going to turn over and go back to sleep. Okay.
All right, let me play the rest of this.
Sure.
So,
is this 4 minutes?
The regime is actively working to dismantle voting rights for women and repeal the 19th Amendment. Most
the taco regime?
Complacent,
complicit. Did she mean the Mexicans? Oh, is that like a reference to the taco?
No idea.
As the taco regime is actively working to dismantle voting rights for women.
Do they call Donald Trump the taco now?
I don't know. I'm not keeping up with the latest cringe lingo.
Repealing the 19th Amendment. There are no marches.
Despite all of my wishes for that to happen, yeah.
Yes.
I joke about it because I know it's not ever going to happen.
Joke.
But
if women aren't willing,
I think that it's what?
If women aren't willing to step up to the plate and consider men's concerns as fellow citizens, Like we've had a century now in which men's issues regarding domestic violence, sexual assault, false accusation, issues with divorce, and all of these things could have been brought onto the table, and it wasn't. And a big reason why it isn't is because women feel no sense of responsibility to the other half of who they share a nation with. And so I'm going to say, yeah. And in fact, it should never have begun because women weren't expected to assume the same responsibilities of service to the state as men. So there you go. Like I'm much more hardline about this maybe than you.
Yeah.
But I have my reasons. And the 19th Amendment created a permanent underclass of men who had responsibility to the state, and another class that had the same amount of say, but not the responsibilities. That is a moral hazard. Okay.
Yeah.
And at the very least, can we admit that put men into second class citizen position at that moment, rather than constantly reaffirming this idea that women were oppressed and no, they weren't oppressed before they got the vote because they didn't have to do the things that men had to do to earn the vote. And they weren't oppressed. They certainly weren't oppressed after they got it, with a special dispensation just for them, saying that they didn't have to do the things that men had to do to earn the vote. So that's not a situation of oppression at either end of that. And yet they continue to keep going back to that in order to bludgeon men and take away more men's rights right now. Have you noticed that, guys? The TAP, remember that meltdown? Oh, it's all about women's safety. Now women are unsafe and women are being allegedly murdered all over the place because the TAP leak.
Yep.
Every time I had an argument with a feminist, and she was losing badly because I know I have my ducks in the row. I got my statistical ducks in the row, right? What does she do? She throws herself on the floor and starts flailing and screaming about how I want women to be harmed. They always do that. Whenever they're losing and whenever they want to do something evil, they start talking about how women are harmed or violence against women or women's oppression. It's just a tool to control people. It doesn't even have any meaning outside of that anymore. Okay, rant over.
All right, I got a super chat from Zeranx for $5. What?
I said cool.
Yeah, and he says these videos need an instrumental version of Janet Jackson's. It's Jackson, not Jack. Janet Jackson's "What Have You Done For Me Lately" playing in the background. What have you done for me lately? Albatross gives us $5 and says these folks want to have healthy relationships with people they have been programmed to mistrust and detest. You can't make this stuff up. Yeah, it's true. All right, let's listen to some more of this. Taco, by the way, apparently stands for Trump always chickens out, which is that related to like him choosing not to go to war with every country that that everybody seems to want him to go to war with now?
Silent, complacent, complicit. I made a video the other day that has almost 200,000 views, close to 2,300 comments. And you know how many of those comments are men? Maybe a measly 1%. Half of that 1% are dudes cheering for our oppression. Most men are okay with women becoming enslaved, losing our personhood, and the systematic destruction of our autonomy. What they fail to understand is that it will be met with the same fury that has toppled every tyrannical regime in history. These men are forgetting the first rule of oppression. That's that you cannot enslave people forever. Not without conflict.
What are they?
Not without bloodshed. Not without revolution. The ending of The Handmaid's Tale was not subtle. It was not peaceful. It was not a neat little resolution handed down by the courts. It ends in fire, in sabotage. It ended with women, their captors. June didn't win her freedom with petitions. She didn't.
Okay. I see where she's going. All right,
So
good luck with
women are
that, I
going
guess.
to women are going to engage in a violent revolution against men. I just find it astounding I find this
Rise
entire
up, ladies.
discussion
Let's go.
astounding. You know what I discovered talking to, I think it was Grok 4 or DeepSeek.
Mhm.
We went through a whole bunch of stuff that has happened in the last 50 years with the feminist movement and male victims of domestic violence. Okay. So in the 70s and 80s, the feminist movement wanted to make domestic violence, I guess, more higher profile than stranger violence. And they went to the police and they demanded that the police institute what's called mandatory arrest policies. So if the police go to the scene of a domestic violence, somebody has to leave in cuffs. Okay. What happened as a result of those mandatory arrest policies is that the number of women arrested shot up, right? It went up like in some cases tenfold. Okay. It just shot up. All right. The feminists were not happy with that. So what's astounding about all of this is, first of all, how do the feminists have so much control over policing? Because they do. First of all, they got mandatory arrest laws put in place. And now that the mandatory arrest laws were showing that there was a significant number of abusive women who weren't being arrested before and were being arrested now, they went back to the police and said, and instituted what's called primary aggressor policies, which is code for arrest the man, leading to a situation in which an abused man is more likely to be arrested than his abuser. Okay. That's what's a direct result of feminist control over policing. Okay. Then feminists use the result of their own influence over policing to prove that those abused men deserved the abuse. So they did studies on women who were charged with abuse, and they asked them, well, why'd you do it? And they all said, because he deserved it. And of course, because they instituted a bias against abused men in law, in the policies, if an abused man wants to have a history of having been abused, he has less chance of actually documenting his history of abuse than being cast as the actual abuser. So he has to go to the police. Well, it's a worse than a coin toss that he will get an actual history of having been abused versus being cast as the abuser. And feminists take this and they say, well, the men are the ones who are really being the abuser. They had every stage they could have done something ethical, something right, something that doesn't minimize, stigmatize, and destroy the lives of abused men. And they doubled down at every single stage. And at the end of all of that, what do? Male victims of domestic violence are actually deeply discriminated against by the system, horribly discriminated against by the system. What do? They blame patriarchy for the bias that they baked into the system, right? And what does this woman do? She is beaking off about oppression in this system where feminists got that done. They got the police to shove their jackboot on the neck of every abused man to make feminists happy, to make them stop harassing them, whatever, to make them stop using their influence to get people fired and precincts investigated. They kowtowed to that. And she has the audacity to talk about being oppressed. There should be no man in the West who listens to women like this and says, yes, oh, that's true. No, she is freaking lying. And the fact is that this actually really offends me, that women used their political power, their political clout to fucking grind the most vulnerable men in society into the dirt. And then they have the audacity to turn around, blame patriarchy, and pontificate about how oppressed they are. Okay. I am going to do some deep breathing exercises to get my blood pressure under control.
Okay.
I don't know if I can handle any more of this.
Well, this isn't really like. Do you want me to finish this or just go to a different video? Because I mean, she's just gonna like go on and on about oppression in The Handmaid's Tale and how women are gonna rise up and take the men down and stuff. I'm just saying that if
Handmaid's Tale is bullshit.
of course it
Okay.
is. Of course it is.
All
But
right.
she watched the show. This is like women are easily programmed by this stuff. They just are. They're just susceptible to propaganda. Also, this woman might be getting paid by like, USAID or the CCP or something. I think there's a lot of that on TikTok and social media as well. So, do you know that video? There was that video that went viral. It was on TikTok originally of a woman and she's about to receive an engagement ring, and when she's about to put it on, she has like these flashes of her doing like housework and cooking and being pregnant and all this like stuff that we just we're supposed to associate with oppression for women, which is essentially equating that to marriage itself. And then she rejects the ring and it's supposed to be comical. It turned out
Mhm.
that was a completely like fabricated video made by the Chinese government to put on TikTok, and it had a white woman in it. So
Mm,
I'm just saying there's a lot of propaganda out there, and unfortunately, it's very effective on women. It's very
mm.
effective. So, and you can just look at her comments. All these here's one that I thought would be kind of funny. Here's a TikToker named Tart that says, "I'm ready to die on my feet for the women before me. As a nanny, an auntie, a special education teacher, I have helped raise too many beautiful, amazing women in my life to let them take from them what my ancestors fought for me." And I'm just got like 13th Warrior Viking music in my head, freedom, like Braveheart. And then I go to her page and she, this is the warrior. She's showing off tarts and cookies. Um, so yeah, just I didn't show you guys. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me put it on the screen. She's also a cat mom.
Ain't it fun?
Oh, yeah, this is
Okay, and
the
so
warrior goddess.
It's been a long time since
What was that?
I hate to tell her that probably the men could win with their superior cardio.
Yeah,
They don't even have to touch
not
her.
much to it.
But this whole she is appealing to men and with threats, right? Yeah, but you don't have to. Like, men don't have to listen to you. You can scream to your audience of women, and hopefully men will hear what we have to say and realize you have no moral authority to stand on. None whatsoever. And the truth is that I have a lot of sympathy for the repeal of the 19th crowd simply because women have used their influence, their political influence, to do appalling things to vulnerable men.
Yep.
That horrifies me. I know like people don't want to talk about men's vulnerabilities. They certainly don't want to talk about women being given political clout and maybe at that point in time taking responsibility for the other half of the people that they share the nation with. They don't want to talk about that either. But it's like when you have these kinds of powers, you become your brother's keeper. Have women stepped up to that role? No. They've used their clout to make it so abused men are more likely to be arrested than the women who abuse them. They've used their clout to dismantle the justice system as it applies to female criminals. They've used their clout to get rid of, trying to get rid of female prisons, but getting rid of female juvenile detention in the UK. They've used their clout in Israel and India to remove or block protections for male victims of sexual assault. They've used their clout to influence places like the CDC to use euphemisms. So instead of women raping men, it's just a surprise bonus sex and consent he didn't realize he'd made when he was, forced at knife point. That was consent. That counts as consent. It's all of this shit that feminism has done. And how many women say, yes, feminists speak for me, giving feminism the social clout to get what it wants done and all the crap that it has done. Right? And then the lies on top of lies on top of lies. You know, one time I was thinking, oh God, I'm making so many female enemies, especially on Twitter. Brian can attest to that. And I was thinking, you know, eventually I'm going to die. What the hell are they going to do to me then?
Mhm.
Okay, let's keep going.
All right, let's look at the next video.
I like literally cannot express in words how badly I want.
Can't hear anything. Can you hear it?
Move on to the next one then. Oh no, I'm genuinely
It's
so
really
lonely.
low. It's just really low. How about
Can
this
you
one?
turn it up?
With the men in the West,
All the way up.
why are they so dead? When I'm in the Middle East, I'm in Dubai, for example, or when I'm in Iraq, men actually notice me. Like, they actually look at me. I can see the desire in their eyes. They somehow indirectly connect with your femininity. Not that I need it, not that I go out and say, okay, today's the day I'm gonna get looked at by men. No, but I notice that they notice me. And the truth is, I feel like a woman. Okay, when I notice that about other men, I feel like a woman. But here in the West, I'm in Sweden right now, I don't fucking feel like a woman. Like, I don't know how to explain this feeling to you guys, but I literally don't feel like a woman here. At least not as much as I do in the Middle East. Okay? What the fuck is wrong with the men here? Why do they have no desire? Why do they not know how to appreciate a good-looking woman? Where did your manhood go?
Did she just miss the last 70 years?
No, yeah. This is interesting because she's saying that in the Middle East, she's from the Middle East, guys, you know, the most oppressive country on earth for women. And she says that the men there, like, she likes the way she is looked at because it makes her feel feminine, but she doesn't get that here. Of course, she must be new here because, like, there's a lot of reason why men would be hesitant. She doesn't say America, she just says the West. So it could be Western Europe, it could be England, it could be Canada, but
Sweden, I think, is she's referring to.
she's referring to Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's saying men in the West. Is Sweden the West?
Yeah,
I
but she's
guess.
in Sweden, so she's probably referring to her experiences in Sweden.
Have you looked at Swedish women? Who's gonna tell her? God forbid we just want to walk around without being looked at like an object. Thanks, Nadine. It's just funny that, like,
why is this woman throwing shade at another woman like that?
That's what women do. Everything is mate selection. And no, mate suppression, I'm sorry. Women's online Call of Duty, like, lobby antics are all forms of mate suppression to essentially compete with other women, and men are the ball. That's just what I figured. That's what she's doing. I mean, she's sabotaging her, you know.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at more of the comments. Let's look at more of the comments. I think this should be interesting.
Women aren't an object. They're a piece of art that attracted any real man to look. Oh God, shut up, Piz. Fucking simps. Simps are the worst. You can see them a mile away. No, you're not an object. You're art. You're a piece of art. Shut up.
Women in Sweden don't appreciate that kind of behavior.
Women here in Sweden don't appreciate that kind of behavior. We don't want men to look at us when we're walking down the streets. We don't want men to desire us when we're out for a walk. We want to be left alone, and the men respect that. It's very nice and polite. Thanks, VMS SE. You're the reason why things are like that.
Yeah, but here's the thing: she's just confessing that men are doing what women ask.
I'd rather be respected than wanted. Wow, they're sabotaging themselves, and they're proud of it.
Yeah, okay. Boy, she's really getting dragged. Okay.
Yeah, she wants to be desired. She's feminine, or she desires to be seen as feminine.
Attention.
Girl, we do not need that. It's not socially acceptable to intensely stare at women, especially in Scandinavia. I guess get arrested. I don't know.
Wow, she's
Babe,
like
putting men's desire at the heart of community or well-being is very dangerous. Why do you need some stranger's arousal to feel okay? She like heart reacted to that. Don't you want to feel that you're wanted? Wanted that some dude wants to stick a body part in you? How the F is that validating? What? That
Let's
escalated
go look
quickly.
yeah, that did. Let's go look at author Clejo. Let's take a look at her. She's
Oh, author
escalating things.
Cleho.
Yeah, let's see how let's see her okay.
She's an author, I guess. She
Oh,
makes videos
okay.
about
All
books.
right. No, but she's from Sweden.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they all look the same. Like, this is just like,
Wow, she's really got that supercilious look down pat.
yeah, I'm educated. All right.
Okay. All right. I think we got the gist of this one. Let's find another one. Sorry, lady, you're gonna get dragged.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
And where are all the good men at? And I am being so serious right now. I am being for real. I want to know where the good men are at. If you're someone who dates men and also hates men, I feel like those things are at conflict. And I personally just don't want to carry that around anymore. It's too heavy. It's
What?
too much, and I want to heal from it. I want to move on.
I want to stop hating men and I like men now, but where are they?
She was dating men and hating them at the same.
Well, let's go back a little bit. I think I know why you're wondering, because you look a little like you've been around the sun a few times.
All the good men at. And I am being so serious right now. I am being for real. I want to know where the good men are at. If you're someone who dates men and also hates men, I feel like those things are at conflict. And I personally just
Good.
don't want to
That's
carry that
good
around
realization.
anymore. It's too heavy. It's too much. And I want to heal from it. I want to move on. But I feel like where I am lacking and where we are lacking societally is just having these positive examples of men being good, men being safe, men being trustworthy. So if you have examples of this, I want to know about it. Please share about it. Put it in the comments. Men, if you're seeing this, please chime in. Please pipe in. Like, are we safe with you? How can
You
we
are
be safe?
200 times more likely to be saved by men with fire than killed by one.
Men, especially when we want to be with you. I want to love men so badly, and I do, but sometimes it's hard to feel safe with y'all. So where are the good men at?
Where are the good women at? Like, I actually went through this with Grok, and I found that a female criminal is like 2.7 times more likely to target a man for violence than a male criminal is to target a female criminal or a female for violence. And that's proportionately. Okay, so so where are you getting this idea that men are more dangerous to you? Right? And criminal men come from a very specific subset of the population. I know people are going to think that I'm about to say something, but I'm not. They come from single mother homes. Let's be honest. Right? A combination of being in a single mother home and having certain impulse control, like brain damage that leads to impulse control. So you find anything interesting in the comments?
I mean, you got men that are basically like, you know, they're basically answering her question. Your friend zone, the game stores, waiting to be approached because we don't want to be labeled creeps for no reason. Hating men means that you're imprinting your past experiences on others. I didn't do what someone else did to you, so don't hold it against me. Another guy said, feminism was meant to destroy a woman's view of men and the nuclear family. It is a man-hating ideology that has brainwashed enough women to cause a birth rate collapse. When we had distinct roles, society peaked and we all flourished. Of course, he got shut down by somebody saying this is a useless diatribe that does not solve any problems.
Okay, well, why do men have to prove that they're good?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm looking for the one that says, well, what are you doing? Like what makes you a good woman?
Yeah, well, why do men have to prove that,
like
you
Kathy
need to prove
Griffin.
that they're good? No, men don't have to prove that. We need to stop pretending like they're not. And he's absolutely right. Feminism is predominantly responsible for that. Feminism is constructing a narrative, and it is destroying abused men in the process to construct the narrative. And I will never forgive it for that, because that is disgusting. They are marginalizing male victims in order to use rape and domestic violence as rhetorical weapons against men. So your question is, where are the good men at? They are all around you, but you have chosen to don the glasses of feminism, which omits them from your view.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to another one.
All right. Chicagoland.
Where are all the cute single men in Chicago? Because every time I find a cute guy, he's either married, has a girlfriend, or something, right? He's not ready for a relationship. And it's just like, where are all these guys that are ready for relationships, you know? I am looking for Ken.
Well, I'm sorry, Chiquita, but I got married and moved to Virginia, so you missed out.
And I really want to host 2 of them this upcoming month in July. So hopefully I'm able to do that. But I need more men who are single,
Good
who are
luck.
ready for relationships, who are legit, who are intentional about actually being in a relationship. And yeah, so if you know of one, or if you are one, please click that link in my bio. I have a
So basically,
Yeah,
this
this
is an
is
ad.
just she's just thirst trapping. There's no agenda here. Just like fishing for dudes, and of
Yeah, to
course
get
there
to
are
her
dudes.
singles event.
Well, I'm this old and I'm over here, and they're just like flirting with her, but she doesn't seem to be like I don't know. I think she's just
Let
trying
me
to.
explain what's happening. You have constructed a dating landscape that selects against conscientious men who do not want to make women uncomfortable. And the ones that you're left with are not conscientious men who are okay with making you uncomfortable. Good luck.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do the next one.
All right. Let's see the next one. The real question is,
I figured it out. I know where all of the men who are seeking emotional connection and mental connection and spiritual connection are. Are you ready to hear where they are? They're at home. They're at the gym. They're at work. They're busy healing themselves, and they don't have any more time to be seeking out different people at bars or clubs or out in the streets, because that's not where they are. All right, if you are looking for one, find them at your local grocery store, find them at your local gym. All right, this is where they are, because they are focused. They are tired of having women.
It is like a long one, but at least she's offering something. Bird hands. I think the bird hands thing is very common though, but here I like this comment though. This guy Chris said, "No, she found us. Stay away from us, please." No, she figured it out. We've been discovered. I just think that's funny.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want me to play more of this. This is like 4.5 minutes long.
Well, I guess. I mean, maybe skip a little bit and see if something changes in like about a minute.
All right.
They are tired of getting manipulated.
Skip about 2 minutes in.
But the moment you do get placed into that friend category, keep it pushing, keep on trying. Don't necessarily give up just because that one woman who you wanted did not give in to what you had to offer, because you are enough. You just were not enough for her. And maybe her level.
Okay, so where are the men at? Somehow morphed into keep trying.
Well, she's giving advice to the men now. Like, or telling men to, like, you know, I don't know. I mean, I'm seeing this for the first time just like you, so.
Well, I actually had an argument in the comments in one of the previous videos, and this individual was upset that men weren't going on the apps anymore. And basically said, well, men, yeah, in the comments of a previous video stream that we did. And it was like an endless comment exchange, and they were just really pushing. They're like, well, men should man up and get on the apps. And I'm like, well, why do you want them there? Like, what is it so important to you that men continue to make an effort after they've been rejected? Why is that so much critical to these women that men continue to try? You know, maybe women should only get like a couple tries, you know. Maybe men should be like after, I don't know, 3 rejections, maybe they can just go off and live their life and ignore women and whatever, in the way that these men are saying. Why not? You get 3 rejections, ladies, and then that guy is permanently off the market. Good luck. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe you should live with that reality and just baste in it a bit and change your attitude accordingly. We're not hiding. We just value our peace over lies, manipulation, avoidance, etc. We have much stronger boundaries today, and we're not willing to chase anyone anymore. Good for you.
Very
Bravo.
based. For love with love. Very based. It's true.
Yeah.
Are there any angry women? No.
And you know, the other
Protect
thing
your
is that
peace at all
previous woman,
costs. Spot on, my guy. Well said, sir. Look at these
that
dudes.
previous
Spot on,
woman who was,
G. Embrace the peace and comfort only you. It's more than enough that I need. 1,000%. Own me, bruh. Own me, dude. Wow, they're all in there. Amen to that.
Mhm.
Facts, bro. Like, look at all these dudes. Holy shit. Okay. All right.
Yeah, what I
Men-
was gonna say is
Men
that
leveled up.
that previous woman who was saying, "Oh, men aren't protecting us from losing." You know what? Men can just step out of that entire argument, honestly, and just let women, the women who are pro-life and the women who are pro-choice, argue over it. And I think that's pretty much what they've done, except periodically they get blamed for one or the other side. It's just like the trans issue. It's like suddenly men are to blame for radical trans activism. Suddenly men are to blame for what is being pushed by either pro-life women or pro-choice women. Suddenly men. You know, think about how much we could actually solve if we didn't have the ability to automatically blame men for shit. Do you imagine that? It's like if we couldn't just offload blame onto men, we'd actually have to face things. You know, it's like a fat woman who's eating too many cupcakes, and she's like, "Wow, it was men who made these cupcakes and men who apply the beauty standards. Therefore, I don't have to change anything. Give me more cupcakes." That's us. Whenever it comes to anything, we're like, "Well, how can we blame men?" Oh, we blame men. Problem solved. Not really. It's like stepping backwards from solving a problem. All
Yeah.
right, so is this low-key gaslighting? Bruce asks. Maybe we should watch this a little more closely. Perhaps it is insidious, or do you just want to move on?
Perhaps. Or he's just really distrustful of women.
Level,
Mm.
speaking to the men again, is up here. So maybe she just couldn't come up here with you. And that's the thing. Sometimes a man can perceive that as like he's down here and she's up here, when in all truth, it could be vice versa. All right, so if it's just not working out, it's just because you guys are just not on the same wavelength. But you are taking away a lot from your present moment because you're not allowing yourself to experience new moments because you're so focused on your past traumas, and it's so unfair. Like, I need y'all to be present, okay? Just be present and allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to meet, put yourself out there. It doesn't necessarily have to be out at the club or at the bars, because that's
Live, laugh, love.
right. But if you see someone, or if you
This seems like a
feel
lot
like
of
there's a
wittering.
possible connection with someone,
It's woman woo. She's just like, you know, I think it's well intentioned, but it's very feminine coded. Like,
Yeah,
oh, just like find your energy and like take care of yourself first and heal. You know, and men are just like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, and then you'll get back out there. It's like this pep talk kind of mixed in. And I think a lot of guys are like, no, it's not an
it's
issue.
okay.
We're just fine
No
on our
issue.
own right now. That's
We're in our lane,
oh, I know you're hurting. I get it. Like the pain.
moisturized.
No, actually, no, you don't actually get it.
Okay.
All right, I'm done with that one. Next.
are the men that actually care about emotional connection?
Well, the first place that some women should look that are
Ooh.
actually asking that question would be,
You know this woman.
Yeah.
She's
Oh,
been
I
doing a
don't know
lot
if
of
I wanna.
response. Lady J, yeah. She does a lot of like these kind of like um well, anti-feminist, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
haven't
I've seen
seen
her before.
I've
I would
yeah, I've
rather
seen a
listen
couple
to
of
the
her
original.
videos around, but I don't usually finish them because I get enough of this from you and Karen and Hannah. I don't have to watch more of this shit, so
Okay,
you want me
yeah,
to
no,
play
that's
this
fair enough.
one?
I'd rather see the original. I'd like to respond to the original
Oh,
if we can find it. But if
I
not,
don't
let's
know if
just go
I don't
find
know
it.
how to look for the original.
They
I don't know how
probably
TikTok
not.
works.
Do these types of men exist anymore? Okay, just go back. Forget it. Like I don't want a response to a response. If it's a response to a response, let's just move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is another one.
In the house. I love us women, but like I'm tired of going to events. Stay with the girls. A million and one. Like 2 men in the corner, like deal with it. No. Stay away. Stay away. We are in the house. Gym, home, work, home again. Maybe go to mama house. Maybe go to dad house. That's about it. I'm not gonna say we not messing with y'all, but y'all not about to mess up our peace. Y'all been trolling us ever since y'all got on this internet. Ever since that Creator Fund came out, y'all been acting up, talking out y'all necks, and now when you go outside, there ain't nobody to be outside with. I knew y'all would get tired of being with your girls. You can only go on so many dinner dates with your girls and act like you having fun. We in the house. You said leave you alone. You chose the bear. Now what? Go on a date with the bear. Go on a date with the bear. Look at the bear at the bar. How about that?
Oh, good grief. All right, let's do
All
the
right.
next one. Yeah.
It's not often that an opinion piece resonates with me, but this essay by Rachel Drucker that appeared in this past weekend's Modern Love column in the New York Times really did.
Oh, so the New York Times has been like on a tirade. They've been putting out like one article after another of absolute cancer regarding men specifically. This is the one we responded to. Men, where have you gone? Please come back.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is like this is, I don't know if this is like who this woman is, but here's a comment. Water says, maybe it was supposed to be Walter and he misspelled it, and maybe it's one of those things where you make your username once, you can never change it again, so he's just stuck being Water now. But Water says, 48-year-old single man here, the open misandry all over social media has consequences. Couple that with the fact women have openly stated they aren't interested in being wives in the traditional sense anymore, and that's okay, but men don't see a lot of benefit to romantic relationships with women anymore. Lastly, it's actually getting more and more dangerous to even interact with women. Look at all the likes on posts bashing men. Modern women don't like men. Men are simply moving towards safety. Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty concise, isn't it? So basically what I predicted back in 2016, that the feminist bullshit would eventually just render the entire fabric of the relationship between men and women totally toxic.
Yep.
I think a lot of people were predicting that, though.
Do you want me to play her video? I don't know what her side of this is going to be. She might be sympathetic, though.
Yeah, maybe. Let's play the video.
That men have retreated both from dating and intimacy, but even from socializing entirely. And to be honest, that's the experience that I've observed since I got back on the dating scene after a relationship I was in ended abruptly and badly a year ago. The essay opens with one of Drucker's observations. She was in downtown Chicago and walking around on a beautiful summer night and noticed that there were tables of women who were engaged in festive celebration. There were even women out by themselves. Very few people appeared to be on dates, and there were very few men present. When it comes to dating, Drucker observes that men seem to be content to go back and forth with emojis and trading pictures and liking Instagram posts instead of actually going out on a face-to-face date. Lack of physical contact even has Drucker longing for the days of a hookup. A lot of this was accurate. My experience on the apps has been very similar, with endless texting and exchanges of photos and how was your day, and never been accustomed to having guy friends. I have at least a half dozen good male friends, maybe more, from different parts of my life, and it would be nice to meet some new ones in addition to meeting new women friends. If you haven't seen this article, take a look at it. It's an interesting perspective, and I'd love to hear your views on whether you agree or not.
Okay, so it's kind of a neutral, like, oh, I saw this article, let me blather on about it for 2 minutes. Okay, whatever.
Okay,
yeah.
I have to take off for a moment. Choose another one. Choose from your
I will. Let's look
buffet
at
of
this
poison.
one.
I can hear you. I can hear you while I'm
All right.
dealing with shenanigans.
Go.
Do you know what I find hotter than a man with a six-pack, or a man with a really good haircut, or a man with shiny toys, or like whatever they use to like flex these days? It's a man with daddy energy. And by daddy energy, I mean like a provider. Like it's a providing energy. Like
a man who's just going to take care of you, not necessarily financially, but like emotionally and physically, and he just shows up. He's a man of his word, or he goes and grabs the door for you, not because he's trying to impress you, but like he literally does that for everybody. Or he checks on you, like, did you make it home okay? How are you feeling emotionally? Like, checks in on you. Yeah, and like I'm at the point now where it doesn't even matter if you're older, if you're younger, if you have a six pack, if you don't have a six pack, if you have a full hairline or you don't have a full hairline.
Do these people know how hard it is to get a six pack? Like, how is that even like, well, I guess I'll take it or leave it? That's a lot of work. Like, you'd have to be on some crazy Hollywood diet, where they're like starving you or make you eat rice or something. But yeah, I mean, it just like what I get from this though, ultimately, this is a very pretty girl. I can tell she's probably got filters going on and makeup. She's young, it looks like, but I think she's running out of time and she knows it, and that's why she's getting this like, okay, guys, I'll settle for a guy who's gonna be like nice to me and chicken in on me, and I guess I can give up the six pack. Like, she's sort of like the 4 6s. She's like, I'm willing to compromise on like one or two of them. as long as it's he's like, after a while it's going to be like he just has to have a pulse.
It's what's your energy? And if you don't have daddy energy, I can't do it.
She's I love women. Why do you talk like this? Why do you say energy? You don't know what that means. Why? And then look at the top comment. Find yourself a Capricorn. What is this? Pagans, be gone. Like, just don't worry about that. Like, if a woman opens up a line with "What's your sign?" Get out. I'm sorry, just get out. Okay.
I feel like I've been with too many men with baby energy, and it's put me into like a motherly place where I almost don't even want to have kids anymore because I've done nothing but raise.
Well, who raised those men? And why were you going out with them? Were you on the pill at the time?
It occurs to me. It occurs to me. Some things occur to me. First of all, I think people do give off different energy, so I'll give her that. But when children are raised by single mothers, not only do they get almost no attention from men, no real raising from men. They also get no real raising from women, to be honest. So when you get rid of a man from the house, you're not just getting rid of the man, you're also not just getting rid of the father, you're also in some ways getting rid of the mother. That children that come from single mother homes are not just massively underfathered, they're also undermothered. So they don't have a really good female role model. And so they don't necessarily know how to relate to women properly either. And so basically what she's saying is she wants a provider. Well, one of the problems here is that it's been very clear from social media, like women on social media. I don't know if you know this, but men watch you, right? When you put yourself out on social media and you say things, men are going to listen to them. And they're going to form their opinions, and they're going to talk about the things that you're saying. And one of the things that has become very clear is that you apparently do not have sexual interest in the average man. The average man you would consider a daddy or a provider. And this is really bothering a lot of men to the point where they are opting out because they don't want to become a wallet to a woman who has no interest in them sexually. And why would they want that? It's the same. It's like, if I were to explain it to women, like, women have this issue where they get upset. Like this recent tweet by Diane Yap responding to his big, very dumb feminist. And she's responding to a man or just saying that men just want women to be pleasant and hot. And by hot, you just mean like reasonably attractive, right? So a man wants a woman who is pleasant to be around and attractive. And she's upset because they don't care about her hobbies, they don't care about her interests, they don't care about her achievements and all of this other stuff. And it's like, first of all, I think men are more like this, and I know I'm a woman saying this. They will take pleasure in things that you take pleasure in because you take pleasure in them, right? So they're not as concerned about the specific roster of things that you like and that you exactly one-to-one match up with them, right? And when you talk about somebody being pleasant, I think that what they mean is not abusive. So this is the minimum, right? Men have the minimum.
Yeah.
They don't ask for the galaxy of things, as Homath would call it. They just want a woman who's not abusive and a woman who is attractive to them. That literally is the bare minimum, by the way, guys. Right? If you want to be able to have children, you have to actually be able to be functional sexually with your partner. Bare minimum, right? She looks at that and she says that men just want an orifice. And it's because women want to be validated for liking, I don't know, crocheting, for doing this, for making cupcakes with pink sparkles, for having all of their achievements. They want a partner who I don't respects them for all of this. But that is like it's a miscommunication, because that's what women want, and men want a partner that actually sexually desires them. That's the other thing, right? And as upset as women get over the feeling, like a Diane Yap, over the feeling that men don't appreciate them for all of their wonderful mediocre things that they do. Let's be honest. Most people are mediocre, and so are they. And the men don't appreciate them. Men are upset that women don't find them sexually desirable and just want a wallet. Right? So this is this thing that's happening. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to negotiate something. I think it's called marriage.
Yeah.
I think it's called chastity before marriage. So you don't get this you don't get this highly adrenaline saturated sex that can there's no way sex in a committed relationship can be as exciting as that unless you make a serious effort. All right. And I'm guessing that women aren't about that serious effort. And so you get addicted to this incredibly adrenaline saturated intimacy, if you can even call it that. And then you get bored in an actual relationship. That's why people were chaste before marriage, because your experience of this intimacy is within the context of something that is emotionally intimate and socially intimate, right? And that all sort of feeds back into itself, and you don't get imprinted by this like high adrenaline sexuality. You get what I'm saying? It's like you have a better chance to be content if you don't do that in marriage. And yet this is what you're doing. And the problem with that is not just that it creates a situation where you cannot be satisfied with the sex you get in marriage. And that doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that it can't be this other thing. Like adrenaline soaked sex has lots of negatives. First of all, he's most likely a narcissist or an antisocial personality disorder if he's able to do this for you. I don't, like the T app, do they fuck good? And they're all criminals, right?
Yeah.
And so this guy is probably not going to be good for you. Probably is going to give you an STD, right? This is just, it has its drawbacks, serious drawbacks. And you want the world to just make it all good for you. And then also be able to get off that high and have a good relationship with somebody who cannot, by definition, give you that high because he's giving you commitment instead. Do you understand? And it's just a mess. Oh, I think my video just froze. Oh, it's because I'm receiving a phone call. Great.
Oh, I think
right,
that just
play
happened.
More. Yeah, just play more.
All right. Well, I'm gonna no. This is the end of this video, so I'm just I got a super chat. But or a rumble rant, before I do though, I just want to go to the comments. One thing that sort of like gives you a little bit more context here, or at least like about this woman, Rochelle Lay. So somebody in the comments said, "And what do you bring to the table?" And she said, "Nothing." So that's it. She is the table. That's and I could tell when I saw her, I was like, she looks like the table. Like, you know, when she looks like she might be the table. And yes, she is the table. So there you go. Not surprising, not surprising. So, but I think the table is becoming a little bit less sturdy over time, and it's starting to worry. And so I think that's why she's willing to compromise a little bit, but still offers nothing.
Yeah.
So,
all right. So the next
video.
Serious question. Where are the men? I've been out and about all day, running errands, getting things done, and where are the men? Because everywhere I've been today, I've seen nothing but beautiful women left and right. Like at least at every stop, I've seen 3 beautiful women done up, taken care of. They just look chef's kiss. But I have not seen not one attractive man being outside. Not one. And I'm like, Lord, where are they at? It's 7 o'clock.
Okay, I don't want to speak for men, but I find her presentation sort of repulsive. There's something about it.
What? I don't know. She's doing a character, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think it's who she is, but like it's social media, so people are gonna like, you know, they're trying to build a brand, so they have like a way of talking, or maybe they have like a catchphrase. This is what people do on the internet, you know. So they're trying to build them. They brand themselves. Everyone's branding themselves online, and so there's. I think what's repulsive, at least to me, is there's, you know, you can just tell it's like inauthentic, but you know, this is her. I mean, it's where she gets to be famous, like even in this little part of the world, right, of the internet. So, okay, let me finish this clip, but I think it's obvious what's going on here. She's claiming that there are no men, but there are. They're everywhere. She just doesn't see them because they're not attractive enough to be noticed. So they're not people, right? That's all I can figure, but let me play the rest of the clip.
I'm always saying they just go to work, man. I even went to Home Depot today. Like, I didn't just go to Target. I went to Home Depot today. And Walmart and unisex stores. Like, places where there would be men and women. I'm just like, where are y'all? Anybody else? Because the more I'm outside, the more I see pretty women walking around. But it's like the ratio of pretty women and attractive men is not on the same level. Like, there's more gorgeous girls than there is gorgeous.
I don't know where she is, but I don't.
And not that I'm looking, because we don't chase, we attract, period. But it was just an observation. I ran so many errands today, city to city. Maybe God's keeping me in hiding. Nothing. Serious question.
I see on the video.
Maybe I just live in an actual city that, you know, exists, but I don't see that when I go to the city. Which is just women and then just men. I mean, honestly, when I go to the city, that most people are just sort of about their business, being mid. You know what I mean? It's just like.
Well, she gets to wear a fucking costume when she goes out, so she gets attention. Like, you think that's what she looks like when she rolls out of bed? So, like, but like men don't do that, and I mean, some men do, but like I don't think that it's the direction we should be going. But yeah, my guess is that there's men everywhere, especially at Home Depot. They're just not people to you because they're not attractive to you. And that's it. And of course, you're seeing beautiful women everywhere, because on the flip side of that, women have this thing where they call each other 10s all the time, even though they don't really believe it. Like, they really don't believe it, but they're just saying it because they want to, like, you know, they want to be favored by the group. They're in the in group. So they just say, oh yeah, you're beautiful. You're gorgeous. Chef's kiss. You know, meanwhile, in their mind, they're like, actually, I'm prettier than you are. So none of it's real. It's completely inauthentic.
Well, yeah, and you know, scrape off all the fucking makeup and then ask where are all the you know, like that honestly, like it's you know, you just have to scrape off the makeup and suddenly all the attractive men appear, relative to the women, which is probably why makeup's not the best idea. So maybe it's why it used to be for, you know, prostitutes and not for other women.
Makeup?
Yeah. It used to be for like just for women who were selling sex, but if you were
Yeah.
a honest woman, you wore your own face.
Well, that would be nice. So yeah, there are some simps in here, but there's also some guys that are like calling them out though. So here's a guy named FC. You're so gorgeous. Heart smileys. Infinity home buyers, stop pandering, bro. She's still not gonna date you. Cloud says simp. She thinks she better than ever, man. I think he means every. Rolando Moda says she's okay. 4 out of 10. Let's more of this, please. I think this is great. Too busy leveling up and taking care of my kids. Single dad. That's a little bit of a humble brag. I
Also,
wouldn't do
how
that.
much of this is like just her brain is saturated with female competition? So she's just
That's what I
keyed.
mean. That she doesn't see the men. They're there. You
Yeah,
don't
but
think
she's
there's
just
men in Home
keyed.
Depot?
Yeah, but she's just keyed to see other women and evaluate them. It's
Yeah.
almost like she's trained herself to do it, and then she suddenly doesn't see the men. Or
And the other
maybe she
thing
sees
too is that
men.
men are not really big on shopping. So if you're like shopping, you're probably not going to see that many men. Like not
Yeah.
compared to women. Like what now that we have Amazon, I don't think men are going to go somewhere to shop. They're just going to go to, Newegg or Steam or Amazon or something and buy their stuff there. I mean, I like going to the store, but like I'm weird like that. So
So does Jonathan. I hate it. I'm like, I want to go in, I want to laser focus on the item that I'm going to get, and then I get out. It's like it's a stealth mission for me.
yeah.
I don't want to be observed. Please do not approach me. I don't need anything from you. I
All
don't need
right.
anything. I don't need any assistance. I just want the object and then get out as quickly as possible with as few people noticing me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird, but Jonathan likes to just go down every aisle,
Yeah.
see all the things, consider, So I think so it's not like men, there aren't no men like that, but I'm just saying.
Right.
Well,
I think this one's a little low, but I think she's let me see. Men are tired of angry women.
And now we wonder where all the good men
are you guys tired of me getting angry? Would you prefer I not be less of an angry squirrel?
Go to the next one.
Question: where are we meeting the men that actually want to date and be in a
I
relationship?
don't.
Because it's not the dating apps. It's not the coffee shops.
I don't even want to be listening to you, lady. Your eyes are crazy. I
She's
feel like I'm
a
going
little
to turn around and find one of my animals dead.
bit.
Not at my age, because they're all like 21, 22, so they definitely don't want to be in a relationship, and I definitely do not want to be a cougar. Nothing wrong with that, just not my type. I again tend to go about 8 to 10 years older than me. I found out even those don't want to date for a relationship.
Even those?
Even they are still figuring things out. Yeah, they are. So where are we meeting the ones that want to date and be in a relationship, that want to date to eventually get into a relationship, that are dating to see if we're compatible for a relationship, not other
Can I
people?
just
No.
can I
I need to
can I speak? Because I have talked to young men. They got in relationships and then they were horribly burnt. Not just by the woman and perfidy and all of this other stuff, but also by the system that empowered women to make false accusations and nearly destroy their lives, and women to spread rumors and nearly destroy their lives. They've been burnt. And many of them just don't want another relationship. They don't want to open themselves up to it anymore. And that's not going to change until we dismantle all of the bullshit that we give women that allows them to destroy men, to not just say no to men, but to destroy men.
Yep.
It's just not going to change. We have to have a much more honest appraisal of the powers that men and women should hold over each other. Because right now it's very lopsided, and these guys, they'll take anything temporary that you have on offer, but they don't want to invest emotionally in you. And I don't blame them. Who wants to invest emotionally in a loaded gun aimed at them? Right? Who wants to invest in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next video,
Hopefully
I
I
guess.
haven't been shot once.
I recently did a live where I looked at where all the men have gone, right? And this was in response to a question that I saw really on TikTok, where I came across this whole side of TikTok where women were basically complaining about the fact that they had a very hard time finding men to connect with, men that might actually be.
This is too long. Next one.
Swipe left.
Oh shit, where are y'all finding liberal boyfriends? Let's go. I want to hear this.
I don't think there's anything harder than finding a liberal boyfriend. Where is he? Where?
Ugh.
Who of my people are you guys having liberal boyfriends? Who has a liberal boyfriend? Raise your hand. Where'd you find him? It's such a problem for me. It really is. It really is a problem. And if you don't understand why it's a problem, then you just don't get it. Not even a liberal, like maybe like a Democrat, like a registered Democrat. I just want to find a dude that voted for Kamala Harris. I'm really struggling.
How do men even talk to these women without
Look,
wanting to?
I want to find the dudes that voted for Kamala Harris. They're also looking for boyfriends. Sorry, I can't say it. Like this is the thing. This woman wants a man that is like, she wants a masculine guy, but she wants she wants to have her cake and eat it too. She wants a masculine guy that has her values. But I think that this is why it's hard to find. That's why I made that joke. Right.
Does she really want a liberal, like a classical liberal?
Says,
I don't think she can handle that.
Allison, that word doesn't mean anything anymore. She wants a Democrat, a leftist. She said, I want a liberal boyfriend. Then she said, I'd settle for a Democrat. The Democrats are super far left. So what she's saying is she wants somebody even further left than that. There are no classical liberals anymore. That's not even like a thing in America.
They're all far right now.
They're all far right now. Exactly. Like she's not looking for that.
Okay. Where are y'all finding liberal boyfriends?
Yeah, they're competing in women's sports.
There's got to be one that is attractive and my type and in the general vicinity of me.
So she's looking for a guy that's her type and attractive, but liberal, and she's not finding him.
You know what's wrong? Okay, I'm going to float this. I'm often proved to be right in the end of the day, but liberal men are also avoiding you. They're not avoiding you because they think consciously think any of the things that other men are thinking. They're doing it because they unconsciously think it, and they don't want to disrupt their vision of you as being a perfect angel come to earth as a woman. So they're like, I don't want to get into a relationship because if I do, I'm going to find out that you are just you're not a perfect angel, right? And they don't want to do it, so they're just avoiding it, just like the others.
I think she really means a male feminist, though.
Yeah, well, I would say that applies to male feminists too. Subconsciously, they recognize everything that these other men do, subconsciously, and the ones who are at least slightly conscientious. Yeah, they don't want to get in a relationship with women because they know that getting in a relationship with women will pull the blinders off. And they don't want to do that. So they just want to keep you at a distance and keep you on your pedestal. And then the ones who are actually okay with being in a relationship with you, watch out, because if you fall off that pedestal, you might fall very far. All right.
Here's a comment. Here's a comment on her video. Big Cat says, as a liberal guy looking for a girlfriend, I can tell you with 100% certainty that the reason they're so hard to find is the extreme overlap between being a liberal and not approaching a girl we like out of fear of making her uncomfortable. This social change in dating is a delayed consequence of the empowerment of women in recent decades. As gender has started to matter less in our economy and lives, it's starting to matter less in traditional dating roles. Start making the first move more and you'll find your liberal guy, and he'll spoil you rotten because of his admiration for both your courage and oh God, this guy. Ooh, okay. Your courage and independence to make the first move, and the compliment that you approaching him first will feel like to him.
Let's see the replies.
Yeah, sure. We're on Bumble where we have to message first and y'all don't even respond. Yeah, Bumble's the feminist dating site. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That means they aren't interested. Welcome to dating.
Yeah.
And why swipe right and match? Well, because they might think that you're a match, but then you send a stupid message and they're like, yeah, no.
A lot of the time, people on apps swipe endlessly to get matches and then pick through matches to see who they actually like. Then they should unmatch. There's no reason to let it go. It's hard not. Don't use dating apps. They're shit.
Mystery men being tried to figure out.
Where was that? Oh,
A mystery men have
men.
been trying to figure out since on Forever on Tinder.
Yeah. We ain't on dating apps anymore because matches don't exist. Dude. Maybe they're not
Maybe.
attracted to you. I mean, welcome to our world. This is true for men, but not women. Yeah, so I mean, the dating pool is currently polluted. He's probably in your friend zone. Yeah, this one I actually I saw this one. I think it
On
was
Fox News.
this woman named Amala, and I can't pronounce her last name, but Amala Okanobi, I think. And she made a video about apparently a trend of like feminist women having a hard time finding feminist men. But I think it's just women having a hard time finding men in general, but their allies are also not present, and they're like, but what it is they're looking for like men that fit into the sort of like classically masculine, framework, but they're also like, really like basically have all their same values, and that's a unicorn, looking for a unicorn. So I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but it's not very common. And that on top of all the other crazy standards, right? Height, money, sexual prowess.
Okay, so once again, I want to remind you guys, I'm just going to do the things briefly here, Brian.
Right.
Go to feedthebadger.com/justthetip to send us a message and a tip. Very much appreciated if you would do that. And because we get the full benefit of whatever funds you send, and you can send your comment not through YouTube's comment enhancement system, which sends comments to interesting locations that sometimes we can't find. So feedthebadger.com/justthetip. I have everything open. So if you send them today, I will do an extra poke on the voles to make sure that they get through. All right. Feedthebadger.com/justthetip. Do it. Do it now. And do it now.
Do it now. Do it. Come on. I'm here.
Send the super chat. Get in the super chat. Get on the super chat.
Get to the super chats.
And also go to feedthebadger.com/support to support the show. And you should be seeing some information about our meetup on screen.
I shared it.
Oh, you did? Good. Yep. All right. Everything's working right. There you go. Look at those badgers. They're really excited. You should be excited too. All right. Let's do it.
Okay. So I got a Rumble rant, or I think it was a Rumble rant. Yeah, there's a Rumble rant from Sean Mao, who gives $1 and says she's a taker, not a giver, not a partner.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for that. I guess we'll just go to the next video.
Yep.
Genuinely don't understand where the tall people at. Where are tall men? Anywhere I go, I can see above the crowd. That's not normal.
What was that weird giggle?
Dwarfs, full capacity.
Well, so she apparently is an Amazonian woman, like a giantess, and she's looking for men that like are taller than her. So, because she feels like she's standing over everybody, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. So maybe she's just a really big lady. I'll see if I can.
Art for Z says super chatta. Like that would be the way to do it.
Super chatta.
Super chatta.
I don't know. I'm seeing some videos, but I don't see any scale comparisons. So it's hard to
where
tell.
are the tall men at? Probably dating other women. Like,
yeah, getting their pick of the litter.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I'm going to jump to the next one. There's not much to say here. The height thing, I mean, if she's a really tall woman, and she's looking for a man taller than her, well, I'm sorry. That's
yeah,
you're gonna have
not
to.
gonna happen.
Yeah, you better start.
You're gonna have to step down.
Danny DeVito funny, because you might be stuck with him. So.
Someone please tell
tell me where all the good men are hiding?
I went on a first date last night and I was just asking all of the basic questions like, are your parents still together? Do you have any siblings? That kind of stuff.
What
I asked if he had any questions for me. This man had the audacity to ask me if I had a high sex drive. That's it. I'm done. This is why I don't date men from Toronto.
Those are male feminists, though. Well, I mean, okay. I don't know what to tell you. I got nothing for that.
Well, I mean, if he's a guy with a high sex drive, he might want to know that initially.
But
I
you're
mean,
offended,
after all, this,
though.
like, I don't know what this is anyway. This
How
doesn't sound like.
dare? How dare
Do
you
you
ask that
remember?
question?
Do you remember how exciting? I mean, I didn't date much, but I found it really exciting to get to know someone, you know, and to
Mhm.
anticipate spending time with them and talking to them. And there was a real magic to it and a romance.
I've been on a
This is
couple of from dating. This must be through the dating app, right?
Yeah.
I've been on a couple of dates on dating apps, and I ended up making friends with them. After I remember one girl, I met her on a dating app. We went on a date. She did not look like her picture, but I was nice to her, and then we became friends. And then I met her friend, and I dated her friend for a while. So I guess that's fucked up. But her friend was hot though. So, but yeah, I mean, even if it's like, if it's not like quite what you thought, like you can make the
Mhm.
most of it, and like, you might make a friend. I mean, that's kind of like what I'm saying.
What I'm trying to get at is this is completely it's devoid of any kind of passion. It's just
Yeah.
shit. You sit there and you check boxes, and I'm not even particularly romantic, or nor do I particularly like basting in my own emotions. But I remember it was really fun because it was like you're meeting somebody new and it was exciting, and there was that
Mhm.
spark of it could be sexual, and that was exciting. And it had a sort of magic to it. And this feels like it's so antiseptic and dry. And it just
Well,
like to come out with, are your parents together? Blah blah blah. And then, do you have a high sex drive? It's just like, can we
no,
do
that's pretty bad. It's psychopathic kind of. But then it's like, well, how did you get that first date though?
Yeah.
How
Well, I
did you
mean,
get
it's
that
not,
first date?
I don't know if it's but once you set the tenor of checking boxes, then how can you say that he can't have his own boxes he wants checked?
Right.
I mean, I'm not even saying it's like psychopathic. You might be right, but it seems more like on both sides it's completely antiseptic.
Yeah.
Like I would
I
want to
think
be part of this. It's so
for sure. No, I think
it's
women need to, like, I don't know, like learn a skill or get into something, have a hobby,
Yeah.
but not a real one, like something to talk about. Because I think, I mean, I've been on, when I was young in my 20s, I've been on dates with women that I met at my job, and I was really hoping that they would be like people I can hold a conversation with, because that's what I was looking for. And they were just so, they were really attractive, but there was nothing there. Like they didn't have interests, they didn't have opinions on anything, they didn't want to like talk about things like philosophically, they didn't like history, they didn't care about, you know what I mean? They
they
just
had
like
no interest in
watched
the world.
sitcoms, and they had a dog or something, or pet. And but there was nothing there. Like and it was just like, wow, you need to get some hobbies, like something. And I
Yeah,
wonder
I
about
think
that, because like I think that I mean, I think it's good for people to like get into something so that they care about, and it doesn't have to be super important, but like something they care about, like anything really. Like maybe you're into, like bird watching. I don't know, maybe you're like into building ships and bottles. It could be something really corny. Maybe you like doing magic tricks, but at least it's something to talk about. Like, oh, I'm
Mm.
learning an instrument. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
But
what you
I
mean.
women, I think men, on some level, they understand that if you have something like that, you're gonna do a lot better. Like I remember
Mm.
there was a guy, I went to like this little get together, and it was a bunch of strangers. I only knew like one person there, and they were like having drinks, and they were sitting. There was a bonfire. It was kind of cool, right? And there was this one guy there, and he had a guitar with him, and the guy was killing it. Like, I mean, he wasn't great with guitar, but he knew most of the like mainstream songs. He could play enough to like get through it, but he was really doing well with the ladies because, you know, you could say that's corny. And I know the Barbie movie tried to shit on that, but the truth is it was really effective because he had something that he liked, you know, and that he was decent at. And I think that, I don't know, like, I just think like
Music creates emotions. That's
something,
part of
yeah,
it.
it does. But just like something that you do, and it doesn't have to be like you do it to attract the opposite sex. Just do it for yourself. But I'm saying that when you meet other people, they want to know what you care about. Like they want to know where your heart is at as well as your head. And it helps that you have something going on other than just like, I'm looking for a man or I'm looking for a woman, you know?
Yeah. Okay, let's finish this off.
Yeah. Well, this
Or
is
is it
done. Let's
done?
go to the next one.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
So I have like a general inquiry. General inquiry. Now, I haven't dated since 2013. That's 11 years ago. Now, if you think back to 2013, most of you can't.
This Australian
Yeah, I think
or
it
New
is.
Zealand? Is that what it is? Australia is kind of probably not in great shape for dating, but okay.
The dating scene was different. There was no, like, Instagram had just come out. There was like, I don't know if dating apps existed. I don't know, but the influence was not there. You met someone in the wild. I met my ex-husband in the wild. It was a great time. The dating was beautiful. It was so non-toxic. It was great.
Why did you leave
Coming out of
him?
a divorce 2.5 years ago, and like I've seen people in between, dated it a little bit, but now I'm like throwing myself back out there. What happened? What?
I'm just gonna say hashtag me too. I mean, I think that the climate is very different because of that. Because she said she hadn't dated since 2013. And when did Me Too start?
Yeah.
So here's someone that says, Sweet Susie, this video is like 5 minutes long. So Sweet Susie 84 says, all the good men are traumatized from their previous marriage or married. Avoiding headaches and financial ruin. Yes. Gen X men like myself have taught our sons about women's nature. Wow.
Their true nature is jarring once you learn it.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. Vingo, this says
There
it
are red
all.
pills all
Loving
over
dads
TikTok
being
if you know where to
erased.
look.
Absolute catastrophic damage to children. Yeah, this
All boys should learn early.
and it gets even worse than that when you actually see what feminists did when it comes to male victims of domestic violence and sexual assault. What they did to construct this nightmare scenario. Where are the men?
I think
They're done.
Me Too did a lot of damage.
Yeah, as well. But it just keeps
I
here's
do.
the thing, it just keeps getting worse. Feminists keep grabbing more rights and taking away more of men's rights, reducing their autonomy, squeezing them more and more, grinding them more and more, being offended at male victims more and more. It never stops. They're just going to keep squeezing men until there is nothing left. And I don't blame men for just being like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done being squeezed.
Yep.
In not a good way, you know?
All right.
Where are
Next
the men?
one.
Should we go to the next one? Yeah, swipe left.
Like, I'm just genuinely curious, you know, outside of
Didn't we see this one already?
I think so, yeah. She was not so bad. She was
so many great single women. So many great single women. I don't know where all the dudes. I'm like, guys, come on. Come on, guys. Make the first move. Come on. But man, they just
you know, the first move is become a great single guy.
There's like,
That's a big
yeah.
move right there.
I know.
Oh, shut up.
I know. But
Boomer take. Right, guys? Step up. It's nothing wrong with her. Obviously, she's great because my co-host, who's also a woman, said so. Yeah. what a woman thinks when a woman says, I know great women, that doesn't mean that those women are great for those men.
Or great.
Just, you know what I mean? Like, you're not vetting these people. Who's gonna tell her? uh,
There are a lot more high value women than high value men. No.
oh no, someone is simping here. No such thing as high value women.
Correction, there are more
Oh
women that
man,
think they're
there
high
are more
value.
women that think they are
Okay,
high
there is
value.
one metric. There is one metric for high value. How much do you
Yeah.
contribute to the functioning of society?
Yeah.
That's it. How much and potentially how much you facilitate other people contributing to the functioning of society, right? So if you make it easier for somebody who's doing the hard labor, that's valuable, right? So when we look at the world through that metric, who's really high value here? I mean, women are not even doing the basic function of female creatures on the earth in order to continue the human race. I
Yeah, this is funny.
mean, did men really change that much? Like when they say that women are higher value, on what metric?
They just are, Allison. There's no
I can
need.
tell you that I don't even want to spend time with a lot of these
They
women.
are the table. I mean, the value. I mean, there has to be some measurement,
Well,
but
of course, I
this
am
is just,
also
you
a
know,
whore,
this
so
is
I know
all.
that
This
shit.
really is just all like fear of, making women feel bad, and they're basically just pretending like women are fine and men are the problem, and generally men can take it.
But that's the thing. That's what I said. Like, think of
Mhm.
all of the things we could solve if we just stop blaming men.
Stop lying. Stop lying to women.
Stop lying.
Yeah.
Stop lying to women and stop blaming men for them. Like, just stop that. You know, think of everything that we could solve if we didn't just immediately grab onto that and then shame everybody who's like, well, maybe there's more to it than that.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's go to a next one. This one's gross.
All right. Do you want to? Well, we're almost at 7 o'clock.
Swipe left on these idiots, Brian.
I'm sure you guys have seen, I think his name's Caleb. He does like the financial, like the people come in, they sit down, they break out the books, they give him all the debt, and he tells them like, this is how you should probably try to get out of debt. I've watched a lot of his TikTok videos, and I have noticed majority of the time it is the wife spending above the means. And I always think to myself, why don't the husband just put his foot down and say, we're not doing this. I'm taking away credit cards. I'm taking away debit cards.
According to the feminist.
Because they'll call it financial abuse, and the guy will get in trouble.
Oh, thank you, guys. Like, you're finally figuring this shit out. And you know that feminists put all of this in place. And they did it because they wanted to prove that men use rape and beatings to uphold society. Like, all of this is downstream of a bunch of dumbasses with no oversight making shit up about men and women. And then we thought, oh, this is this what could go wrong, right? Hey, Brian, what could go wrong? We'll just have a bunch of dumbasses who are accountable to nobody make shit up about the most important relationship in society. What could go wrong?
Yeah, she's just like, why aren't men putting their foot down? It's like, yeah, but do you understand that, like, that's not as easy as you think it is? Because remember, the whole, like, well, men should just, like, lead. Yeah, but lead themselves to jail. We've made it where, why can't women just be responsible? Like, how about that?
Why is that impossible?
Don't spend money we don't have, bitch. Like, how about that? Like,
even this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is,
Yeah.
we have a problem. Women spend too much. What is the solution? Blame men.
Yep.
Right? Okay. So when men had control over the finances or any sort of control, what do? We blame men. We took that away. And now that women have all the control and they are spending, then it's not just these individual families, it's the entirety of the US. They are spending the US into massive amounts of consumer debt. What do? Blame men. That's their only, like, I swear to God, outside of this community, that is their only tool in their left in their toolkit. Have you noticed? Like, is this not, it's just blame men. On both sides, unfortunately, of the political aisle have this infestation. Let's keep going.
All right, next one.
Are you ugly? If you are, please listen up because you could potentially help me out right now, okay? Where are the ugly guys at? Where they at, Joe? Where they at, Joe? Because seriously, I've decided from this point onwards, I only want ugly men going forward. I don't want no pretty boy anymore, okay? Yes, that was my type. Yes, I fell for that trick once or twice or 3 times. And I'm not trying to do that again, okay? I've decided I want an ugly boyfriend. So if you are ugly, please let me know where you are. Because I'm coming to find you. Because I truly think that the ugly boys probably will treat me better than a pretty boy. And hey, we're all ugly in our own little ways and shapes and forms. But if you think you're ugly, then you're probably not ugly. But I just need someone to let me know, like, if you're ugly, and I'll test the waters because.
Okay, I get it. I think she's gonna figure out that there's gonna be guys that are actually too ugly for her, like pretty quick. That's what I'm guessing. I'm kind of insulted. I'm kind of insulted. This was on my For You page.
Okay.
I'm here. There's like ugly dudes stepping up. I am hideous.
You rang, madam?
You rang.
Okay, I think let's do another.
Let's do one
next.
more.
Where are the men? What happened? I don't know who's.
This is a response.
Men don't want to be men anymore. I feel like.
Yeah, we'll skip this one. I'm sure he's gonna say some shit we've heard.
No,
anyway.
it's actually, I'm actually curious what he has to say. I'm curious what retardation is going to come out of this man's mouth.
I don't know who's to blame. Men don't want to be men anymore.
Am I the only person who can't stand that affectation? It's so phony.
Yeah.
Okay, continue. It's really freaking me out.
Values and family and taking care of their women and just being the man and the protector. And women saying, "Oh, I don't need a man. I don't need a man for nothing." Yes, we do. I say it all the time. Men.
Okay, so when I see videos like this, I picture a woman asking, "Where's all the good men?" And when some women are asking this, it pains me to say it because it may trigger some of you, they're disqualifying you. So what women do is they have to cope with this. So they go, there's none out here. Are they on an island somewhere? No, they're around you. And this is what you got to think of as a woman. And you know, the same thing for men, but it's what experience would I give this man? You're asking for the man. What experience does he get? What kind of life would he have with you? If you assumed, and this is where sometimes women don't really think about what a man's thinking or what a man's seeking. Men and women are going to be looking for a lot of the same things. Consistency, loyalty, adventure, fun, spontaneity, commitment, family, love, all that stuff. Men are looking for that also. But you got to think, what vibe did I give off? How did he perceive me? And this is a big one because a lot of people don't know what kind of vibe they're giving off. They don't know how people are perceiving them. I had to do that, and I had to realize, like, okay, like I'm putting on a little bit of a front, just to have a good time. But when I do that, I'm coming off as inauthentic or something that, some women may determine that I'm only for short-term fun.
Wait, how did this become about you?
More of my authentic self, but I cannot.
I don't know.
Okay, okay, so he's basically saying this woman says, "Where's the good man at?" And then he's saying, "Well, she's discounting you. So you gotta vibe better, Brian. We gotta vibe better. Let's get those vibes going."
Yeah.
It's no longer like lawyer up, hit the gym, delete credit cards.
Change your vibration.
Yeah, now it's hit the vibes.
Alter your
guys.
frequency, men.
Yes.
Get in there and change your hertz. Adjust the
I have
dial.
a crystal for that. For altering your frequency.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's finish.
There should be a quiz you have to take
Did you
so you can get
notice?
on the
Did you
internet.
notice? Did you notice the woman was like, "Where are good men at?" And he's like, "Oh, that's because you aren't good enough. My dudes who watch me." Okay, all right, you got to vibe harder.
Get good, scrub.
Yeah, again, blame the men. Let's finish this dude off. Ooh,
All right.
no,
I'm not interested in finishing this dude off, Allison.
Go around and act however I want to act. And like, how come these women don't take me seriously or look at me like I would be, a great boyfriend long term? I know I would be, but I'm not showing them that. So that's the issue. So any woman in that regard, until I can fix this, any woman in that regard looked at me for you're for short-term fun. You're for bedroom fun. That's it. So this is where women got to understand, what would he get? Because you're asking for them.
Okay, wait, 1 second here. You're saying women weren't giving you the relation. This guy's been fucked. Women weren't giving you the relationship that you wanted, and now you're back on. Oh, I don't know. Stick to a lane. Stick to a thesis. Keep going.
I think he's basically like trying to talk about like what women, like where women are falling. It's like being critical of this, but also he feels like he has to self kind of like attack himself a little bit too, to balance it out, so that women don't think that, you know what I mean, to like ease the suffering that he's about to cause with his opinion. So
all right, well, let's get to the fucking opinion here.
All right.
Request that. And even if he didn't have leverage over you, he's a human being and he has preferences and he has wants, desires, and needs, and he's going to want somebody that can fill the shoes of his ideal woman. And again, women going to ask him, am I the ideal woman for a lot of men, especially the men that I'm asking for? Truth be told, a lot of you are looking for a specific amazing type of man, and the same can be said for men looking for a specific type of woman.
No.
But when you find them, they will either disqualify you or they will be with you and regret it, because you're going to extend to them a fucking massive headache of a relationship, and you need to fix.
Yeah, that's the end of the video.
Okay, all right. Let's start with the beginning. Somebody calculated how many men actually are the 6'6"s. It's like 14,000 in the US. Now, and that includes older men. So if you want to date between like 20 to 59, you're looking at maybe 4,000. 4,000 men. Like, and this is the men. It was that one list that some simp said, "Oh, this is just the bare minimum," and somebody calculated it was good looking, 6 foot at least, or actually maybe 5'9" at least, because she thought she was being reasonable. 5'9" is the average. Above is going to cut out about 60% of men, right? Right. And then she's like, oh, and he has to make like 6 figures, and then go on, and 6-pack, and somebody calculating that reasonable set of expectations, 40,000 men. 4,000 men in the US. And how many women are in the US? 200 million. So what you all are going to
like 170 million.
Are you sure it's not 200 million?
Well, the total population, at least like the last time I looked, was like 325 million people. So half of that about is
okay,
women.
so let's say 160 million.
And then like children and shit too, right? So yeah.
160 million. Let me get enough zeros here. Okay. Oops. I did it the wrong way. 160 million. Right? There we go. All right. So that's 3 more zeros. Okay. Divided by 4,000. Right? That is 40,000 women for each man.
Yeah.
You're not even going to get a form letter rejection. Like, that's ridiculous. He's like, well, consider the type of relationship No. don't go for these men. Like, that's ridiculous. Consider
Yep.
the type of what kind of relationship could a woman, one of 40,000 women, what kind of relationship could the number, I don't know, 27,531 actually give this guy? What kind of like 1 second? Gotta move on to the next one. Right? That's not the message that these women need to hear, is that, you got to consider the relationship. This is what this guy is. I swear to God, I see these like super Chad Chattington guys on TikTok, and all they talk about is how to make the situation better for them, right? Because this guy's probably got, I don't know, 1,000 women on retainer, right? And he just doesn't want to deal with bullshit. He wants to be able to go from number 18 to number 27 without dealing with any bullshit. So he goes on TikTok and he says, hey, ladies, this is how you get a relationship with a man like me.
Mm-hmm.
You don't give me any trouble. All right? Keep putting out. Don't give me any trouble. He's just maintaining his stable. Don't even listen to this dude. Listen to me. Lower your expectations. No, actually, that's the wrong way to put it. Get the right expectations. Because a lot of you end up in relationships with absolute psychos, right? Because they because of your ridiculous bare minimums, right? Because you don't have the right expectations. You have shallow expectations, and you end up in relationships with men who appear to be that shallow thing. Get better expectations, virtues, ethics, not pressuring you for things. See how he behaves. Is he polite to the wait staff? That's a real old one, but you know what I mean? See what he look. When my husband, when I was dating, he was volunteering at a homeless shelter, right? Things like that. See if he's a genuinely good guy, right? That's what you should look for. Those are the expectations you should have. All of this other stuff is a peasant girl wanting to be with the prince. You can be with the prince on his terms. Maybe. And you're going to also have to share him. Or you can get with a peasant dude who's got good values. Whatever. I've sort of wittered out in the end. But anyway, I've noticed this, as I was curious if this guy was the same type of guy. I've been watching these guys now on Twitter who talk to these lonely women, and they say, this is how you get a guy like me to commit. I'm like, yeah, no, you don't. you don't.
Right.
All you're doing is basically telling your stable to stop bugging you and just deal with the world deal with the circumstances that you want. I don't know why people listen to guys like this for advice. What kind of advice can he give a man aside from look like me? And what advice can he give from a woman besides just deal with my shit? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. So we've been at this for 2 hours.
Yes, let's I think we can end it here.
Yeah, that's fine, because I smell dinner in the other room. I'm really hungry.
Ooh.
So sorry, I'm a bit
I don't have
distracted.
dinner. Yeah.
What?
Okay,
I smell potatoes. I don't know what else, but I smell potatoes. So
ooh,
that's enough
you
to
have
get my
potatoes,
attention.
huh?
I love potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes are good.
Potatoes.
They are extremely starchy.
Boil
though.
them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
Although I
Anyway.
have heard some tricks to make potatoes less carby. One trick is you leave them out overnight. You leave them in the fridge overnight.
Oh, they turn.
Yeah.
You're talking about turning them into resistant starch.
Yes, and then the other one is you
Yeah.
cut them with cauliflower. You add cauliflower in like half and half, and then they're less. It doesn't taste. Apparently, it doesn't taste any different because it's a similar texture. But it reduces the overall carb load significantly. There you go.
We're bulking right now, so we're not really cutting carbs. We're bulking. We're bulking in this household.
Yeah,
Just
I've
got
had to go back
the
on.
gym. It was leg day, so
I had to.
But
I have
anyway.
to. I have to go back on low carb because I'm suffering from the illnesses that carbs give you.
Yeah.
Apparently, my triglycerides are elevated, so I gotta deal with that before it becomes a problem. Those damn
but I will
triglycerides.
say this last thing I'll say is that I do like going on TikTok. I can see why, because they're like quick little videos, and it's where a lot of people are getting their content from. So I don't know. Maybe you guys think it wouldn't be a bad thing for us to do like the speed responses, like to short videos instead of like long-winded like feminist ramblings. You just got somebody who, because if you only have like a minute, then you're gonna like try to like get all your talking points in right away. So I don't know, just something. I kind of like the TikTok thing. I can see why people use it, to respond.
Yeah, I finally figured out how TikTok works. You cannot search for anything on TikTok using Google. You have to go to TikTok. But then you just search on the topic and then all this crap pops up and you're like, oh, okay.
Yep.
I guess that's how people do it. They just go into and they start getting their hooks into the categories, I guess, and pulling things out. Okay.
All right.
All right. So feedthebadger.com/justthetip. Any point after the show, I'll double check to see if anybody actually sent something through. Come on, guys.
Put the video back
Put it
up
in.
here while you guys are doing that. So
Put it in the super choppa. Okay. Super chatta. Okay. Feedthebadger.com/justthetip. Any point after the show if you want to comment on anything that we responded to. Feedthebadger.com/support if you want to support the show. And as the little badger is showing you, we are doing a meetup in Alberta, Canada. Calgary, Alberta.
Calgary,
Canada.
Alberta.
Yeah, you might want the city on September 13th. So if you would like to RSVP, please send a message to badger@feedthebadger.com. A few of you have done so, and that's
Or you
really
can
great.
go into our Discord for free at badgernation.online.
Yep. All right. So I'll hand it back to you, Brian.
Okay, well, let me just turn these off really quick so I don't forget. If you guys like this video, please hit like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, hit the bell for notifications, leave us a comment, let us know what you guys think about what we discussed on the show today, and please, please, please share this video because sharing is caring. Thank you guys so much for coming on today's episode of a Maintaining Frame TikTok edition, and we'll talk to you guys in the next one.
Men's rights activists are machines, dude. Okay? They are literal machines. They are talking point machines. They are impossible to fucking deal with, especially if you have like a couple dudes who have good memory on top of that too. Holy shit, you're fucked.